The cold and the mud have been pretty crazy this year. We've gone from minus 15 degrees one day to plus 9 the next day, and one day it's frozen mud, and the next day it's mud that's 3 inches deep.
During my time in Holland, I experienced the Dutch weather, and I thought that was crazy. But then when I came here, it was first quite cold, and then I bought some really nice warm shoes, and then suddenly it was quite warm, so it's a big fluctuation.
It is indeed a challenge considering all the muck and mud and rain when we were expecting snow and ice. So a whole different set of circumstances. But my treatment system and technology is easy to assemble, easy to operate, so we're up and running in a day's time despite the weather challenges.
So we're at the Holland Marsh, which is really nice because it feels like coming home. We're going to be the technician here on site for wetses and also for green water solution later. It's cold, that's also a challenge, but it's really interesting.
So one of the reasons that we've chosen the Holland Marsh for our pilot site is because it's a really problematic area for phosphorus accumulation. You can see in our water samples here that we have a lot of duckweed and other vegetation growing. It's a very challenging, rugged environment, and it's the perfect test for the George Barley Water Prize. Right now we're in the Holland Marsh in the town's pumping station. We've taken advantage of the fact that they need to keep open water for their pumping system, and we've put in our pumps that were going to be used to drawing water for our competitors. Water from the Holland Marsh comes through our pumping system into that control container, where we read the flows going out to our competitors. It runs into their pods through their technologies to be treated, and then we sample chemistry samples of the effluent going back out into the marsh.
Everything was made in the Netherlands, and then it was shipped to here. And I thought it was not going to be that big of a container because we don't have that much space. And then there was a truck, and it was really big, and we needed to lift out everything by hand. That was the moment I thought, okay, this is going to be a long 3 months.
A lot of people struggle with the size of these pods and some of the other challenges such as the temperature and the weather. Fortunately for us, that wasn't really a big problem. We're used to working in small confined spaces, dealing with a lot of companies that don't have a big footprint. So our technology is designed for small footprints, and actually because it's a mechanical based system, it's not really affected by the weather. So, you know, and we're from Toronto, so we're used to the cold, so we were waiting for it.
So when they move in, all they have in their pod are the electrical requirements that they've requested, an influent pipe, and an outfluent pipe to connect to their technologies.
Back in China, we also have like serious algae bloom, phosphorus pollution problems. Where we live, we have like a lot of water networks, river networks. A majority of them was polluted by phosphorus. And we have like very serious algae bloom during summertime, and you can smell the awful, nasty smells.
Being a local, I drive by the Holland Marsh here all the time, so you do see all the agriculture that's going on. You see the runoff coming from that flowing into your rivers. You see the algae blooms, so it's really positive for me to see that a group of people coming together to try to solve that problem.
The other teams are awesome, especially the ones with disco lights shooting out the top. You know, we love seeing all the different technologies from all over the world. I mean, this is like American Idol for science geeks, so it's kind of cool.
I have a daughter now, so I would like to have our next generation to have the clean water that I had when I was young.
I think we all have our different motivations. I've got 2 kids, and they won't be able to swim in the places that I swim.
We want to do what we have to do, what our generation has to do, to make sure that future generations have a whole planet, not just one that's degraded and damaged. And that's going to be our gift to the future.
We're so thankful that you guys are all here. The Barley Prize would literally just be a document without all of you guys.
On behalf of the town of Bradford, West Gwillimbury, we're thrilled to have the George Barley Prize competition this stage in our municipality. And the technology that I've seen this morning is very, very impressive. The amount of expertise that is here is very, very impressive. The environment is so important to the Lake Simcoe watershed, but it's important all across the world. And when we have top minds from all across the world looking at solving the phosphorus problems and the algae bloom problems that we have throughout the world, you're really going to make the world a better place. So thank you for being here. We look forward to the results, and the best of luck to every one of your teams. Thank you very much.